Silence has always made people uncomfortable, not because nothing is happening, but because too much is happening internally. When contact stops, the noise shifts inward, questions appear, memories resurface. Emotions that were previously drowned out by constant messaging suddenly have space to breathe. This is where no contact begins. Not as a tactic, but as a psychological vacuum. And human minds hate vacuums. They rush to fill them. Stoicism understood this long before modern dating advice ever existed. The Stoics believed that power comes from self-mastery, not control over others. No contact, when aligned with Stoic principles, is not about manipulation or punishment. It is about reclaiming your center. When you remove yourself from a dynamic that drains you, you stop feeding an emotional loop. And when the loop breaks, the dynamic changes, often in ways that feel magnetic to the other person. Most attraction dies not because of a lack of love, but because of overexposure. When someone becomes predictable, constantly available, emotionally reactive, their presence loses weight. Stoicism teaches restraint, not withdrawal from life, but withdrawal from excess. No contact introduces scarcity, not artificially, but naturally. Your absence creates contrast, and contrast sharpens perception. When you stop reaching out, explaining, justifying, or chasing closure, something interesting happens. The other person is forced to confront your absence without your emotional labor cushioning it. They no longer get reassurance on demand. They no longer get access to your attention without effort. And that absence often does more than words ever could. From a Stoic perspective, the goal is not to make someone miss you. The goal is to detach from outcomes. Ironically, that detachment is what often makes people lean back in. Humans are drawn to what feels grounded, self-contained, and emotionally stable. No contact signals exactly that when done correctly. There is a crucial distinction here. No contact is not silence filled with resentment. It is silence filled with discipline. If the silence is fueled by anger, the energy leaks through. People sense it. But when the silence comes from acceptance and self-respect, it carries a different weight. It feels calm, final, unbothered. And calm is deeply unsettling to someone who expected you to chase. The mind of the person you stopped contacting begins to replay moments. They notice gaps where your presence used to be. They start questioning assumptions they made about your availability. Were you really that invested? Did they misjudge your strength? Why aren't you reacting the way they expected? This uncertainty is not cruelty, it is a consequence, and consequences are powerful teachers. Stoicism emphasizes focusing only on what you can control: your actions, your boundaries, your responses. You cannot control whether someone comes back, misses you, or regrets anything. But you can control whether you continue to abandon yourself by staying in situations that diminish you. No contact is the moment you choose dignity over validation. One of the most magnetic aspects of no contact is that it disrupts emotional dependency. When you are constantly present, you become part of someone's emotional regulation system. They vent to you, lean on you, take comfort in your attention. When that support disappears, they feel the loss viscerally. Not because you were perfect, but because you were consistent. Stoics warned against becoming emotionally enslaved to external validation. They believe that when your sense of worth depends on another person's response, you surrender your power. No contact is a reclaiming of that power. It says, without words, I am whole with or without you. That statement, when embodied rather than declared, is profoundly attractive. There is also something deeply unsettling about someone who doesn't try to win you back, convince you, or guilt you. It breaks familiar scripts. Most people are used to emotional bargaining, apologies, explanations, dramatic messages. When none of that happens, the silence becomes louder than any confrontation. The absence forces reflection, and reflection often leads to realization. Another Stoic principle at play is non-reactivity. When someone expects emotional responses and doesn't get them, they lose leverage. Emotional reactions give information. Silence gives nothing. And when people lack information, they fill in the gaps with their own fears and doubts. No contact also allows time to reset emotional polarity. When dynamics become imbalanced, One person investing more, chasing more, explaining more, attraction weakens. Stepping back restores equilibrium. You are no longer the one overextending. You are no longer negotiating your worth. You simply step away. And stepping away is often interpreted as strength. It's important to understand that no contact is not about playing hard to get. It's about being hard to lose. When someone senses that you genuinely move forward, not waiting, not hovering, not watching their every move, something shifts. They feel replaced, not by another person necessarily, but by your own peace. That is threatening in a quiet way. Stoicism teaches acceptance of impermanence. Nothing is guaranteed, not relationships, not feelings, not outcomes. When you accept this fully, you stop clinging. And when you stop clinging, you stop suffocating what you care about. Detachment is not coldness, it is emotional maturity. People often confuse no contact with indifference. They are not the same. Indifference is apathy. No contact is restraint. It is the discipline to not act on every urge, not soothe every discomfort, not chase every emotional spike. And discipline is attractive because it signals control. During no contact, something equally important happens internally. Your nervous system calms. The constant anticipation of messages, the anxiety of waiting, the emotional highs and lows begin to settle. You regain clarity, and clarity changes how you show up in the world. This internal shift is often what others notice first. You speak differently. You carry yourself differently. You are less reactive, less needy, more present. That change alone can reignite attraction, regardless of whether contact resumes. Stoics believe that the highest form of influence is example, not persuasion. When someone sees you thriving without them, it challenges their assumptions. It forces them to reconsider your value, not because you demanded recognition, but because you no longer seek it. There is also an element of respect that emerges. When you don't tolerate ambiguity, neglect, or inconsistency, you teach others how to treat you. No contact is often the first boundary someone truly enforces. And boundaries, contrary to popular belief, don't push people away. They filter. Those who valued you will feel the loss. Those who didn't will fade. Either outcome is clarity. Another Stoic idea woven into no contact is delayed gratification. The urge to reach out, explain yourself, or seek reassurance is strong. Resisting that urge builds inner strength, and inner strength compounds. The longer you maintain discipline, the less power external validation has over you. Attraction grows toward people who are not easily shaken. No contact also removes you from emotional negotiations. You are no longer trying to prove your worth, argue your case, or seek closure from someone unwilling or unable to give it. You accept what is, and acceptance is freeing. When contact eventually resumes, if it does, it often does so on different terms. You are no longer operating from fear of loss. You are operating from choice. That shift changes everything. But even if contact never resumes, no contact still succeeds, because the true purpose was never to get someone back. It was to get yourself back. Stoicism reminds us that attachment to outcomes leads to suffering. When you release the outcome, you paradoxically become more attractive. Not because you stop caring, but because you stop clinging. People feel drawn to those who are emotionally self-sufficient, not emotionally unavailable, but emotionally grounded. No contact cultivates that grounding. It also forces honesty. Without constant interaction, illusions fade. You see the relationship more clearly. What it was, what it wasn't, what you tolerated, what you ignored. That clarity prevents you from repeating the same patterns. And pattern breakers are powerful. No contact disrupts familiarity. Familiarity breeds comfort, but also complacency. Absence disrupts routine. It reintroduces novelty, and novelty reawakens attention. From a Stoic lens, attention is a form of currency. Where you place it shapes your reality. When you withdraw attention from someone who expected it unconditionally, the value of that attention increases. Silence, when grounded in self-respect, is not passive. It is intentional. It communicates boundaries without hostility. It signals self-control without arrogance. That combination is rare. No contact also exposes emotional asymmetry. If someone only reaches out when you pull away, it reveals the imbalance that existed all along, and that information is invaluable. Stoics believed in seeing reality as it is, not as you wish it to be. No contact strips away fantasies. It shows you who values you when access is no longer guaranteed. And perhaps most importantly, no contact restores your relationship with yourself. You redirect energy inward. You invest in growth, routine, health, purpose. That internal focus creates an external glow that no strategy can fake. People are drawn to those who are busy living fully, not waiting. Another often overlooked aspect of no contact is how it resets your sense of identity. When you are deeply involved with someone, especially in emotionally intense dynamics, your identity can slowly merge with the relationship. Your routines, moods, and even decisions start revolving around another person's reactions. Stoicism warns against this subtle erosion of self. No contact interrupts that process. It creates space for you to remember who you were before your emotional state depended on someone else's attention. This space can feel uncomfortable at first. Silence amplifies thoughts you were previously avoiding, but discomfort is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of detox. Emotional dependence works like any other dependency. The initial withdrawal feels worse before it feels better. Stoics believe that leaning into temporary discomfort prevents long-term suffering. No contact is exactly that principle in action. As days pass, you begin to observe your urges instead of obeying them. You notice the impulse to check their profile, reread old messages, or imagine conversations that will never happen. Each time you resist, you strengthen self-command. This is not suppression, it is mastery. And mastery radiates outward in subtle ways, through posture, tone, decision-making, and emotional steadiness. Interestingly, people often sense this shift before you say anything. You stop oversharing, you stop explaining yourself, you stop seeking permission to feel what you feel. This quiet confidence often creates curiosity. Humans are drawn to what they cannot easily access or predict. No contact removes predictability. Stoicism also emphasizes the idea of internal versus external validation. When you constantly communicate with someone who holds emotional power over you, your self-worth becomes outsourced. No contact brings that power back home. You begin validating yourself through action rather than reassurance. You measure your worth by how well you uphold your principles, not by how quickly someone replies. This internal validation is not loud. It doesn't announce itself, but it is deeply attractive because it is rare. Most people operate on emotional impulse. Someone who operates on principle stands out immediately. Another subtle effect of no contact is how it changes memory. When you are constantly interacting, new experiences overwrite old ones. When interaction stops, memories resurface. The other person begins to remember moments they took for granted. Your consistency, your patience, your presence. Absence allows appreciation to form. Presence often blocks it. This is why arguments, explanations, and emotional appeals rarely work. They keep the dynamic alive in a distorted way. No contact lets the mind do what it does naturally. Reflect, reassess, recalibrate. Stoicism teaches that time is an ally when you are aligned with truth. If the connection was meaningful, time will reveal it. If it wasn't, time will dissolve it. Either way, you gain clarity instead of confusion. No contact also prevents you from reinforcing negative roles. In many relationships, one person becomes the pursuer and the other becomes the decider. The pursuer loses leverage, not because they care more, but because they reveal need. Stepping back breaks that role assignment. You stop auditioning for acceptance. You stop proving your value. You simply exist. That shift alone can reverse emotional polarity. It's also important to recognize that no contact does not mean emotional shutdown. Stoicism is often misunderstood as emotional suppression, but it is actually emotional regulation. You still feel, you just don't let feelings dictate your behavior. You observe them, understand them, and choose your response deliberately. This deliberate response is what separates no contact from avoidance. Avoidance runs away from emotion. No contact sits with emotion without acting impulsively. As your emotional regulation improves, your standards often rise. You become less tolerant of mixed signals, inconsistency, or emotional breadcrumbs. You stop romanticizing potential and start evaluating reality. This change alone can alter the entire trajectory of your relationships. People who return after no contact often sense this difference immediately. Conversations feel different. You are less reactive, you listen more, you don't rush to fill silences. You are comfortable letting things unfold. That comfort can be disarming. And if they don't return, you still win, because you are no longer stuck in limbo. You are no longer waiting for clarity from someone else. You created it yourself. Stoics believe that peace comes from aligning your actions with your values, not from controlling outcomes. No contact embodies that belief. You choose peace over chaos, self-respect over reassurance, growth over stagnation. Another powerful element of no contact is that it exposes fantasy attachment. When someone is always present, it's easy to project qualities onto them that may not exist. Distance removes projection. You see patterns more clearly. You recognize red flags you previously minimized. This clarity protects you from repeating cycles. In the end, no contact is magnetic not because it manipulates others, but because it transforms you. The magnetism is a byproduct of self-respect, emotional discipline, and inner calm. Whether someone returns or not becomes secondary, because the greatest attraction is not being wanted, it is being whole. And that is the quiet power Stoicism was always pointing toward.